Welcome to Natural Hair Quest, the show. I'm Ayo Keisha Smith, your host. I'm so excited to be here with you today. You're watching MJTV Network.info and naturalhairquest.net, where we educate, excite, and inspire you about your natural hair. Today we're going to be talking about healthy scalps. Healthy scalp means healthy hair. Thank you. Thank you for joining us live. There's a chat box where you can join in and say hi, tell us where you're from. And also we'll be answering questions. So make sure you put any questions that you have related to the show tonight, and I will be able to answer those for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you can email me at naturalhairquest@gmail.com, and I will respond to you personally for your questions. And join us Mondays live at 7 p.m. so you can join in on the chat. Thank you all for joining me. We're going to jump right into our show. We will be right back.
Skylark, have you anything to say to me? Won't you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone's waiting?
Welcome back. You're watching Natural Hair Quest, the show, and I'm your host, Ayo Keisha Smith. Thank you so much for joining me. So tonight we're going to be talking about how healthy scalp means healthy hair. And everyone wants long, beautiful hair, but we also got to make sure we take care of that scalp. But the scalp is like where the root is of the hair. So if the scalp is damaged, then the hair is going to be damaged. So we're going to talk about different things where you will know for things to look out for. If you see something going on in your scalp, you can clear that up and make sure you have healthy hair. And sometimes medical attention is needed. So I'm going to kind of give you some things to look for so that you will know if you do see something on your scalp that you may need to go have that cleared up through a medical profession. If you need a stronger like shampoo, or they have antibiotics, it just depends on what's going on, but we're going to get into all that. So what is a healthy scalp? Healthy scalp is a clean scalp, which means no redness, no tears, no bumps, no excessive dandruff. So that is a healthy scalp, and that's going to ensure that your hair is growing like it should be, and that you just don't have any extra issues in your head. And unhealthy scalps can be related to like when you have if your scalp is really dry, really flaked up. Different things can cause an unhealthy scalp. Braids that are too tight can cause an unhealthy scalp. Not drinking enough water can cause a healthy scalp. That will definitely, drinking water is the number one thing. You want to make sure because whatever you put in your body is going to come out. And sometimes medication can cause unhealthy scalp. You can, different medications have an effect on you, and like I said, when you're putting something in your body and it comes out in different ways, and sometimes it can come out in your scalp. So when is it more than just dandruff? That's something you need to know. What dandruff is, dead skin cells that have just dried up. Okay, so everybody has dandruff because your skin is always shedding. But when it's excessive, when it's caked up and you can't really get to your scalp and it's itching and it may have sores in it, then that is when it's excessive, and we need to start to either use some shampoos or see a professional or do something about that, and not just say, oh, it's just dandruff, it'll go away. It needs to be treated. Using chemicals on your hair can cause an unhealthy scalp. Relaxers, as we all know, burns your scalp. Therefore, it will dry your scalp out, and even scab up, because it's actually a chemical. And I'm sure we've all had scabs in our head from where the perm stayed on too long and took it off, and then a few days later, now you have a scab in your hair, and that's from your scalp being burned. So hopefully we're all natural. We're going natural, so we don't have to worry about that. But sometimes when you are going natural, your scalp does kind of go through some things. And I've heard a lot of my clients say that, they may have had a scalp problem or excessive dandruff when they had a relaxer, and that's because it was overly drying the hair and those skin cells were being damaged. And so going natural is definitely good for that. Sometimes color can dry your scalp out. So you want to make sure you are taking care of, if you're wearing color, you want to make sure you're oiling your scalp, doing hot oil treatments, things like that to keep your scalp healthy. Let's see, I'm going to give you some things that you can do to cleanse your scalp, things you can do to when your scalp is overly, when you have over dandruff, a lot of overly dandruff, and you want to shampoo your hair more often using a cleansing shampoo. And that's very important, because a cleansing shampoo is going to be different from a moisturizing shampoo. And there's lots of shampoos out there. There's even dandruff shampoos out on the market which has medication in it. So if you are having a problem with your scalp being having a lot of dandruff, you will want to use a medicated shampoo, and just kind of watch it. Do it maybe once a week. If you only shampoo your hair once every 2 weeks, you may want to do it once a week. If you're doing it once a week, you may want to go to every like 5 days or so, and seeing if that will start to help. Sometimes the shampoos can cause if you're allergic to shampoos, that can cause your hair to dry out. Allergic reactions from shampoos. Some people are allergic to vitamin E and don't know it. A lot of vitamin E is in products. And we're going to take a quick commercial, and when we come back, we're going to talk about scalp infections, and when you know what to look for and then you will know when you have a scalp infection, when you may need to see. So we're going to take a quick break, and also we would like to just let you know that we do have a chat room, and if you have questions about your scalp or your child's scalp or just something that scalp related, then definitely put those questions in that chat box so I can get to those questions by the end of the show. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Natural Hair Quest TV show.
Feel your heartbeat, that's purpose. Feel it so deep, that's just a risk to take tonight. Yeah. Feel the energy, don't feel it, I feel it all on me. I'm getting
And we're back. Welcome back. You're watching Natural Hair Quest, the show. We are talking about healthy hair, healthy scalp today. I want to give a shout out to people in my chat room, Queen G and Zulu. Hi, thank you for joining in. If you're just watching and sitting back and don't really want to sign in, you can just tell us where you're from, just so we'll know what parts of the country and the world we have viewing us. Then I could just say hi from New York or wherever you may be. So we're talking about healthy hair today. Healthy hair means healthy scalp means a healthy hair. And this is a really important subject because once it happens, it is turmoil. I had a situation where my daughter had got a staph infection in her head and her hair came out. And so I just want to educate you so that you can, if you have any things going on in your scalp and your hair, then you can take care of that. Because there's different things that you can get in your head and you may not even realize it until, you know, it's blown out of control. So there's things like ringworms, and it's like a small little patch. It's normally a round small patch that starts out small and then eventually gets bigger and bigger, and in that space the hair can come out. So you want to make sure you are, you know, looking through your scalp, checking your scalp, especially if you're doing your hair at home and you don't have a stylist that can kind of look in your hair and say, what is this? And if you're doing your children's hair, you want to make sure you look through their hair and make sure nothing is going on. As I said earlier about the braids, when the braids are too tight, they can cause infections. It will start out where the hair is just a little tight and you start to see little bumps, and then the bumps start pussing. That means you have an infection. Anytime you see pus coming out of anything, whether it's a cut or whether it is a bump or a sore, anything, that means it's an infection and you need to seek professional help, because you may need an antibiotic. With staph infections, they are get into your bloodstream, and the first sign would be a really flaky scalp, and like nothing helps it. You put oil on your scalp, nothing helps. Or when you shampoo your hair, if your hair is really tender in a certain area, then that's an indication. You can take, just look in the area, make sure it's nothing raised, there's no bumps, and then that the scalp, there's no open sores. That's another indicator. If there's open sores in your head, then you want to get checked out. Like I said before, those are very serious conditions, and you may need antibiotics to clear it up. And like with the ringworms, the staph infections, they will take your hair out, and no one wants their hair taken out. But as I said, my daughter had a staph infection in her head, and I'm really not sure exactly where she got it. I let someone do her hair, and I'm thinking it was some dirty instruments, because it comes from bacteria on the scalp that gets into your bloodstream. So she got burned in her head, and then it was a dirty instrument, then the bad bacteria got into her scalp and then just started to form, and eventually, once we realized it, her head was sore and it started falling out. We had to get antibiotics and cream. So it's a very, very serious thing. There's also, so you want to make sure you are using only your combs and brushes. You're not sharing combs and brushes. You want to make sure, if you are using like bobby pins, don't take the bobby pin and scratching your scalp, because sometimes if the bobby pin isn't clean, or you scratch and open a sore in your head, then bacteria may get into that sore and then cause an infection. Not to scare you, I just want to make you aware of things out there so that you can better take care of your hair and your scalp. So also, if you have children, you want to make sure you are taking a look at their hair. If you're wearing weaves, to not shampooing the hair for very long periods of time is not good. To keep your hair healthy, you want to make sure you are shampooing your hair at least once a month. And if you're not shampooing it, you're using an astringent on your scalp to clean your scalp. And then you go back in with oil. So if you have braids, weaves, you want to always make sure you clean your scalp. That's very, very, very important, and that will save your hair and make sure you're having a healthy scalp. So you're watching Natural Hair Quest TV, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'll take a look if anybody has any questions. We're going to answer questions. If not, then I will just give you a little bit more information. And if you think of questions later, you can always email me at naturalhairquest@gmail.com. And we're going to take a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Music got me high, so high I reached the sky.
Are you looking for that special treasure? Stop by Airport Antiques Gallery, an upscale, one-stop shopping experience. We feature some of the finest antique furniture, art, and collectible treasures from around the world. Airport Antiques and Eclectic Treasures provides professional auction and estate services for your personal valuables. We turn your treasures into... Located at 3440 Lang Avenue, Hapeville, Georgia. We are waiting for your call, 404-530-3930. That's 404-530-3930. Airport Antiques and Eclectic Treasures.
We're back. Hi. Thanks for joining us. You're watching Natural Hair Quest, the show. I'm Ayokisha Smith. You're logged on to mjtvnetwork.info and naturalhairquest.net. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We are talking about healthy hair, healthy scalp. And we have a few questions. So I'm going to answer those questions, and then we're going to do a recap of what I just went over. So if you missed it, you can get all that information. So one of our questions is, do you need to use oil? And yes, you definitely want to use oil on your scalp. And as I was saying before, when you're wearing braids and weaves, you want to make sure you are still cleaning your hair, your scalp. You need to make sure you're cleaning your scalp. And when you shampoo your hair, you don't want to just put the shampoo on your hair. You want to open your hair up, especially if you have natural hair, you have a lot of hair. You want to open the hair up and put the shampoo on the scalp and then scrub and make sure that scalp is getting clean. Because just cleaning the hair doesn't do. You need to make sure that scalp is being extra clean. If you have a lot of buildup with excess dandruff, one thing you could do is spray your scalp with astringent first, and then come in, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then come in with a cleansing shampoo and clean your scalp. And then you may want to come in with a moisturizing shampoo, and the moisturizing shampoo will be more for the hair. The cleansing shampoo is going to be for the scalp and to make sure that scalp is good and clean. And most of the cleansing shampoos have astringent in it, so putting the astringent on your hair before you do the shampoo is just going to give it extra cleansing. So if you're wearing braids, you can still shampoo your hair with those braids in. A weave, you want to make sure you're shampooing your hair. And also if you're wearing wigs, you want to make sure you're keeping your scalp and your hair healthy underneath the wig. Just because no one can see your hair, you still want a clean and healthy scalp. So cleansing shampoo, making sure you are getting the scalp extra clean. And this is for children also. And for the most part, I mean, children, they run outside playing dirt in the mud. So you want to make sure you are cleaning that scalp, not just the hair. You want to make sure you're cleaning the scalp. Then also another thing that you could do to help if you have dandruff, excessively dandruff, to where if it's not, if you've been diagnosed with eczema and you need special shampoo and special treatment on your scalp, you want to make sure you follow the directions of your healthcare professional. And then choose styles that will allow you to shampoo your hair more often so that you can keep that scalp clean. And once you get it under control, for the most part, it should stay under control as long as you're doing what the doctor is recommended, whether it be the antibiotics, whether you're needing an ointment on your scalp. As cosmetologists, we're not allowed to work on clients without a healthy scalp. If we see any tears, any pus, anything like that, by law we are required to refer you to a healthcare professional before we perform service on your hair. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to recap when we come back. I'm having so much fun. Thank you guys so much. And if you have any more questions, like I said, you can always email at naturalhairquest@gmail.com. You're watching Natural Hair Quest TV and MJTVnetwork.info. And we're going to be right back.
Hey, baby, see my keys? Can't find my keys. Oh, there they go. In the corner right quick, I'll be back. Yeah. In the corridors of my mind, I imagine what the road of life will be like.
We're back. So we're going to do a quick recap. Oh, I had one more question before we do our recap. We had a question about the pollen. Does pollen affect your hair and scalp? It most certainly does. I've had clients come to me and tell me their scalp has been a lot itchier this past, say, 4 weeks. If the pollen count is really high in your state, and you go outside and you see pollen all over the cars, all over the trees, all over the ground, yes, it's getting in your hair. I think I went outside the other day. I saw it coming down like rain. I was like, oh my gosh, is that pollen? I was thinking I need to get an umbrella so this pollen doesn't get all over me. So when that happens, you definitely want to go ahead and shampoo your hair, because the pollen is getting in on your hair and in your scalp, and especially if you are allergic to pollen and have allergies, things like that, it will affect you even worse. So yes, pollen will affect you, and during the seasons that pollen is really heavy, you may want to shampoo your hair a little bit more. So I hope you all have enjoyed the show. We talked about healthy scalp means healthy hair. If you see any bumps, any redness, any pus, that's the main thing. You need to seek professional help. There is an infection setting in, and you want to make sure you want to get that taken care of, because the longer you let it go, it spreads throughout your hair, and your hair will eventually come out because the follicle is being destroyed because of the infection, and then the hair starts to come out. I mean, it's not a permanent situation. It can definitely be reversed, but you want to make sure your scalp is staying clean, your scalp is staying healthy so that you can have some healthy hair. I've had a wonderful time with you today. If you have any questions, definitely email me at naturalhairquest@gmail.com, gmail.net. You can also go to my website is naturalhairquest.net. I have my book for sale called Natural Hair Quest, answering all your natural hair care needs. And if you just have any questions in general, join us next Monday, 7 p.m. We'll be right back here with another time to educate, excite, and inspire you about your natural hair. Join us on Facebook. We have a Natural Hair Quest page. Join our group and keep up with all the latest activities that we're doing. MJTVnetwork.info, naturalhairquest.com. I'm Ayo Keisha Smith. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next week.
Ice on my wrist, 7 on my hips, shoes on my feet, flies can the heat I bring is danger. This is just your warning. The game is so electric. Yeah. Giving my love to you. Giving my love to only you. Giving my love to you.